Thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. My name is Jerrel. I develop games for a living, and in the past I've served as digital technology and product development consultant at industry level. I want to discuss why Sony isn't responding to the backlash online directly. Sony is actively ignoring its customers, but also its business partners. It doesn't understand the collateral damage that it is directly causing. In response to Sony announcing it will stop producing physical media for its game consoles, customers have made their voices heard online. People are posting on PlayStation's social media posts. It seems as if PlayStation doesn't care and is ignoring the backlash and not responding, but in actuality, they have responded. So in response to the online backlash, Sony has employed bots to flood comment sections to make it seem like there is support for Sony, to make it seem like people are supporting the end of physical media, and to make it seem like people want the games industry to be all digital. And while surely there are some people caught up in the PlayStation cult that will just follow whatever Sony does, there are bots now that are trying to push back and say, no, I support this all digital future. This comes just as Crunchyroll, the anime service owned by Sony, has locked its merch shop behind a paywall. A $10 monthly membership to Crunchyroll is not enough to access the merch shop. You have to pay the $14 a month or $18 a month in order to access the merch shop. So, what does this show us? This shows Sony express intent to make money at all costs, driven by corporate greed. What would stop Sony from making its PlayStation digital storefront locked behind a PS Plus subscription? Let's say that there are no more physical discs for PlayStation consoles in the future, and you can only buy from their digital storefront. What is to stop Sony from saying, oh, but you have to have a paid subscription to access the storefront? What if you already have a PS Plus subscription at $10 a month, but it's not enough? Potentially, you might have to have the more premium PS Plus subscription at $14 a month, or else you are not allowed to buy any PlayStation games at all. These are hypotheticals, but there is nothing stopping Sony from doing this in the future because they are already doing it now. This comes in line with the PlayStation Store just charging some people higher prices in their digital storefront because their system determines that some people buy more games. Some people who buy more games can be charged higher prices, and they'll still pay it. It's free money for PlayStation. People in the same household can be shown two different prices, and this is on record. People are reporting this. You can be paying higher prices in the PlayStation digital storefront than a family member just because you already buy more games digitally. There is no limit to PlayStation's greed. There is no limit to PlayStation's anti-consumer practices. So why is PlayStation doing this? Why is PlayStation not addressing the backlash directly? Why are they resorting to lying and putting in place predatory practices against their own customers? Why is PlayStation lying about digital purchases vastly outperforming physical sales? Sony is factoring in DLC, microtransactions, and games that don't have physical versions in their calculations, even though actual sales data shows that physical sales are stronger than digital sales for games that have both options. Why is Sony doing this? Sony is doing this because they think you are stupid. They are absolutely certain that you are stupid. They think that you are a little piggy that will eat up whatever slop they throw at you. Sony is doing this because their leadership is incompetent. They have made it clear. They have stated that they need generative AI so they can make creative games, even without understanding that there is nothing creative or original about generative AI. Generative AI is stealing, and stealing is the only method PlayStation has of earning any meaningful revenue. PlayStation's leadership is so incompetent, they have absolutely no way of formulating a business strategy that would allow them to earn meaningful revenue in an honest way, much less lead the games industry in a healthy direction. PlayStation's leadership is so incompetent, they haven't contracted a PR manager who has the intelligence or the experience necessary to deal with this situation. No offense. I do not know who PlayStation's PR manager is, but you are ill-suited to the task at hand because dealing with this backlash in an honest way is genuinely very, very easy for a professional with even a middling level of intelligence. But what you've done, that's something else entirely. Right now, PlayStation's business partners, game developers announcing their games, are being flooded with negativity and calls for physical media to be preserved in the games industry. Is this mean? Is this fair? I say keep it up. Keep making your voice heard. Keep filling every single video, every single social media post. Fill those comment sections up with your thoughts, your perspective, and your feedback. Sony intends to cannibalize the games industry for its own short-term monetary gain. This is my call of action to all of you out there. Fight back. Do not let Sony destroy your games industry, because it's not theirs, it's yours. There is something PlayStation absolutely does not understand. They have turned themselves into the absolute laughingstock of the games industry with their every decision that their leadership makes. Sony is making it look like anyone who supports PlayStation is either a slop-eating piggy or just an idiot loser. And I'm not the one saying that. Sony is, and they're laughing about it behind your back. I mean no offense to anyone who still supports PlayStation and buys their overpriced products. I am not the one insulting you. PlayStation is the one insulting you. I've shipped around 14 commercial titles in the past 6 years, but I've never shipped a single title on PlayStation consoles. Would you like to know why? It's because I have morals that I stand by no matter what, and I don't make games for garbage platforms like PlayStation.